What's up, awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you all. I hope you're all doing well out there. And today is a movie update or movie haul showing you all the 4Ks and Blu-rays that I've picked up within the month of October. And I know this is about maybe 3 or 4 days late. And I did record this at one point and posted the video on my channel, but I wasn't really happy with it, and I'm my own worst critique sometimes. And so yeah, I took that video down. Plus I got a couple other things, or a few other things that I want to show up that I pre-ordered that came out in October, but they came a little bit maybe a couple days after October ended. So anyway, this is a perfect time to record this video, show you everything that I showed in that last movie haul, plus a few other things that I've got in the mail to show you guys. So I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate your love and support. Thank you for watching as always. Thank you for liking the videos. It really means a lot to me. Your guys' support on the channel just is awesome. And so thank you to my old and new subscribers. You guys are the best. So let's get started with this update. I'm going to show off some movies that I've already done unboxings to. And so if you guys want to see full detailed videos on these editions, I will leave those videos down in the description. But the first one is the Children of the Corn Arrow Video trilogy set. I almost said 4K set, but the UK Arrow Video Children of the Corn trilogy set, which has the first movie on 4K, and then it has 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. Part 2 being my personal favorite of the franchise, so I'll talk about that real quick. Love the transfer on that. The first movie looked pretty good on 4K. Not one of my favorite 4Ks I own, but it did look pretty good. And then 3 is a fun movie, and the transfer looked great as well. But if you want a more detailed look inside this box set, definitely go check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. And I will leave the video down in the description of this video. But yeah, that is the Children of the Corn trilogy set. The next 5 that I'm going to talk about, I did unboxings of, and I'll talk about the transfers real quick because I have seen all 5 of the transfers, and that is the Halloween, the first 5 movies, the first 5 Halloween films on 4K from Scream Factory / Shout Factory. Again, I've done unboxings of these, so you guys can go check that out if you want to. Channel down in the description. But let's talk about the transfers real quick. The first movie right here, this is the best the movie's looked. I know this movie has had several Blu-ray and 4K editions out there. The last 4K that we had looked really good. I thought the transfer looked great. I think, though, this, in my opinion, is the best transfer as far as, color in the movie goes. A lot of the oranges kind of stick out a little bit more. I just think the 4K transfer of this one is a slight upgrade from the last 4K that we had. But again, that other 4K, it looked great, it sounded great. I think, though, again, this is the best the movie's ever looked. So if you're a big fan of Halloween, and if you want the best 4K transfer, in my opinion, it is the Scream Factory / Shout Factory one. Going on to Halloween 2, this is the first time that this movie's been released on 4K, and the next 3 as well. Halloween 2, wearing the t-shirt right now. This is my favorite after the original movie. I love Halloween 2. I watched it the other night on 4K, and again, it looked beautiful. For a first-time movie on 4K, I was really happy with the picture and sound quality. The colors in the movie look great. Again, a lot of the oranges that you see, the pumpkin, the opening credits, that looked great. It was definitely the best the movie's ever looked. The previous 4K scans that we've had on Blu-ray looked really good, and I was very happy with those. But again, if you are looking for the best picture quality as far as Halloween 2 goes, and if you have a 4K player, and if you're a fan of this movie, this is one to definitely pick up. The next one is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Again, another great 4K transfer, a beautiful 4K transfer. In this movie, you have a lot of great colors. You have, of course, the 3 masks here that everybody knows from Halloween 3. They looked great. The detail in them really stood out. The colors really stood out. Of course, the opening credits, that whole great opening credit sequence looked great. Sound for all of these, by the way, all sound great. I was really impressed with the sound quality. But yeah, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, very impressed with this 4K. And if you're a fan of this movie, if you have a 4K player, this is one to definitely pick up. Then the next two are surprisingly, in my opinion, the best of the five as far as the 4K transfers go. And that is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Picture and sound quality, beautiful. The best the movies looked. The last Blu-ray that we had looked pretty good. It sounded pretty good. For a first-time Blu-ray release of that film, or one of the first Blu-ray releases that we had, the transfer was good. I know it had some out-of-sync issues. This one clears all that up. It fixes all that stuff. So you are getting the best transfer of this movie. And, all of these, by the way, if you don't have a 4K player, but you have a Blu-ray player, you are getting the same transfers on Blu-ray. So that is a plus there. So you are getting brand new Blu-ray transfers, I believe, for all 5 movies. So that is awesome. But, talking about the 4K, it looks and sounds beautiful. I was really impressed with Halloween 4, and this is the best edition that we have of this movie. And then, my favorite of the 5 Halloween 4Ks that we had from Scream Factory / Shout Factory is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. I know this is not a personal, I know a lot of people don't love this movie. It's a personal favorite of mine, and I know there is a fan base out there who do appreciate and love this movie like I do. For me, Halloween 5 was one of the first Halloween movies I saw, so there's a lot of nostalgia here for me. But I love Halloween 5. Love the movie. Love the transfer. Again, out of the 5, in my opinion, this is the best one. It's crazy. I've seen this movie several times on VHS, TV, DVD, Blu-ray, now 4K. And I could say this, watching this on 4K, it felt like I was watching the movie for the first time. I really love this transfer. Highly impressed with this one. And say if you're diving into 4K, and if you want to get all the Halloween movies on 4K that we have so far, but if you don't want to spend the money right away on all of them, I would say 4 and 5 are definitely the ones I would go for first, but definitely get all of them. I think, again, Halloween, the first movie, it's the best the movie's ever looked as far as picture and sound quality goes. And then the 4 sequels that we have, I was highly impressed with the 4Ks. Again, for me, 4 and 5 are definitely the best ones on 4K, with 5 being my favorite one. So, highly recommend that one. Now going into some other Blu-rays and 4Ks that I have that I've picked up throughout the month of October. We have The Blair Witch. So this is the 2016 film directed by Adam Wingard. He directed, 2 of my favorite movies, You're Next and The Guest. I love those films. Blair Witch was his 3rd movie, I believe, or his 4th one. I know he directed some segments throughout the VHS anthology films. But Blair Witch, this is a fun one. Saw this movie in theaters, had a great experience with it. I had the movie on Blu-ray before and I got rid of it. Of course, this is one of those rebuy things, rebuy situations where I rebuy a movie. Saw for the, rewatched it on Blu-ray the last time. I thought it was okay. And then, for some reason, I was, just eager to watch this movie again. I have 1 and 2 on Blu-ray in a really cool Blu-ray set from overseas. And so I wanted to grab this one on Blu-ray again, and it was $9.99. So haven't rewatched it. Again, I thought it was a great theater experience. Then watching it at home the last time, I thought it was pretty good. So I'm looking forward to rewatching it. It's a fun movie overall. Just not my favorite Blair Witch film. Going on, we have Dune on Blu-ray. This is the original Dune. I did not get the Arrow edition. I did not want to spend the money on it. If you've seen the movie, that's probably the best edition to get. I've never seen this movie. I've heard about this movie. And of course, we have the new movie out, which I've yet to see the new Dune, but I'm looking forward to that. Again, I haven't seen this one yet. This was $7.50 on Amazon. And again, I didn't want to pay, $30 to $49, depending on what edition of Dune that you would get. on Arrow Video. Again, I'm pretty sure the picture and sound quality probably looks the best on the Arrow Video edition, but for $7.50 on Amazon, I'll stick with the original Dune. And if down the road, if there is a sale going on when it comes to Arrow Video, and if I do love this movie, I'll upgrade. But again, $7.50. The price wasn't bad on that. Going on to some steelbooks that I've picked up from Target and Best Buy. The first one is American Psycho, which is one of my favorite suspense, thriller, horror movies out there. I love American Psycho. You have a fantastic cast in this movie. Just awesome film, in my opinion. I love American Psycho. As far as, the 4K goes, I haven't seen the 4K yet. I haven't actually watched the standard 4K I have yet, but I hear the picture and sound quality sounds great. I'm a steelbook, kind of lover. I don't, own a lot of steelbooks. I have a good amount of steelbooks. I don't get everything on steelbook, but this one was calling me. I love the steelbook design. I love the slipcover. I love everything about this. And, again, it's one of my favorite movies, so I wanted to upgrade this on steelbook. But here you have that cool slipcover, and then you have Patrick Bateman right there, played by Christian Bale. The artwork's really neat. I love the detail that they went into this steelbook, and very happy to have American Psycho on steelbook. So, love that. The next two are Rob Zombie movies. The first one is, again, another Best Buy exclusive. And, of course, I have several editions of this movie, but I'm a Rob Zombie fanatic. I love his music. I love his movies. And so I had to pick this one up, and that is Three from Hell. Again, another Best Buy exclusive steelbook. And another one I have on standard 4K, and I think I have several other editions of this movie. But yeah, Three from Hell. Wanted to pick up the steelbook. Again, $19.99. Same with American Psycho, so they weren't too expensive. And once again, I'm a sucker for, great looking steelbooks, and so I wanted to pick up Three from Hell. But yeah, so again, cool artwork there. There's the back for you. I love what Lionsgate is doing, by the way, with their clear kind of slipcovers. They protect the inside of the steelbooks, and I love that. And then again, you have some different artwork when you take off that clear slipcover. So, very cool. But Three from Hell, I know this movie kind of, this movie has kind of divided feedback, mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people like it, some people hate it. I actually really enjoyed this movie. Very close to loving this film. I know it's pretty much a remake of Devil's Rejects, but I thought it was a great third film, and if they only do a trilogy, I think it's a great third film in a trilogy, a great ending of the trilogy. But yeah, Three from Hell, had to pick up that steelbook as well. And then the last one is a Target exclusive steelbook, and it's another Rob Zombie movie. And again, I have the standard Blu-ray, but I had to pick up the steelbook. I needed to pick up the steelbook, and that is Rob Zombie's 31. Again, another film that's divided by people. Either people love it, people like it, or people hate it. I personally love this movie. I think it's a fun, brutal, Halloween-based movie, Halloween-themed film that I haven't watched, that I did not watch this year. I ran out of time. But yeah, I love this movie. I know, again, it gets, it's love and hate, but for me, I definitely love it, and I really love the steelbook that Target released maybe about 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. So yeah, 31. And once again, really cool slipcover that Lionsgate is doing. Love the artwork. I think the artwork kind of really pops, and I like the different colors that they used. But again, this movie's mixed by, people, gets mixed reviews. Either people love it or hate it, but I love Three from Hell. I love 31. Going on to some other 4Ks and Blu-rays I have. The next one is Scream. So I know this movie, release of this film is kind of on back order, and some people are getting it, some people are not. Some people are finding it kind of out in the wild. I found this on eBay for, I think, $25, brand new, and most of the time it's going for a little bit more than $25. So I picked it up for $25, had to pick it up. I love Scream. This is one of my favorite movies. It's one of my favorite suspense thrillers, horror movies out there. Wes Craven's Scream. Rest in peace to Wes Craven, one of my favorite directors, and a lot of great films that he directed, a lot of awesome films he directed. But yeah, Scream. I'm looking forward to seeing this on 4K. I've yet to watch it on 4K. I'll probably watch it tonight at some point. But yeah, looking forward to checking out the 4K transfer. I'm hearing great things about the 4K, so I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. But yeah, Scream, if you ever find this, pick this up, because right now there is a back order, there is a delay for this release, and I was really happy to find it on eBay for a great price. The next one is from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's a film that I've only seen once, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it at some point soon, and that is Ticks. I think late 80s, early 90s, kind of B-movie, animal attack film, insect attack film about ticks, killer ticks. But yeah, Ticks. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. I remember it being a fun movie though, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it on 4K. So Vinegar Syndrome, they did an excellent job with this release, because one, you are getting really cool artwork here. You're getting a hard outer case. As always, I think Vinegar Syndrome, they do a great job as far as sturdy cases go. They're never like flimsy or cheap. I love Vinegar Syndrome for that. But yeah, you get this outer slipcover here, and then when you take off this slipcover, you get another slipcover, which I did not know that this was going to be included, but I'm glad it is, because I just think that's cool. So this is that original artwork there. If you guys remember the VHS artwork or the DVD, I don't know if I had a DVD before, but like the VHS and the Olive Films Blu-ray, you had that, kind of artwork that a lot of people know. And then when you take off that slipcover, you do have the new artwork there. And then it is a Blu-ray and 4K combo. So I am looking forward to revisiting this movie. I am excited to check this one out again. It's been a while since I've seen it, maybe over 10 years. So Ticks, looking forward to watching that one. Now going on to some Scream Factory titles outside of the Halloween stuff that I picked up. This is everything else that I've yet to show. So this is the first time I'm showing this on video. The first one is Elvira's Haunted House, or Haunted Hills. The second Elvira movie after Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I love that film. That's one of my favorite 80s movies, and definitely the best Elvira movie. This one came out, I think, mid-90s. I could be wrong, but Elvira's Haunted House. I remember it being pretty good, but, I'm a big Elvira fan, Cassandra Peterson fan. I love her. And so I wanted to pick up the second movie and also support Scream Factory / Shout Factory, one of my favorite companies. Love the artwork by Joel Robertson. I think it's fantastic. There is the back. And then you have original artwork there, DVD, poster artwork, VHS artwork of Elvira's Haunted Hills. So again, it's been a while since I've seen this one. I think the last time I watched it was DVD back in, I'd say, the late 2000s. So it's been a long time since I've seen this. I'm going to be doing an Elvira double feature at some point, watching Mistress of the Dark and then Haunted Hills. I'm looking forward to checking those out back to back. It's been a while since I've seen Mistress of the Dark. It's one of my favorites. I need to go back and revisit that one soon. Next three are actually first-time films on Blu-ray. First-time movies getting Blu-ray treatments. Movies getting first-time Blu-ray releases. There we go. Blu-ray treatments. All 80s movies, all at the time obscure 80s movies that I'm so happy that Scream Factory have released on Blu-ray. We have Alone in the Dark, which this is one of my favorite early 80s thriller slasher films, horror movies out there. It has a different mix of genres and subgenres within the movie. But yeah, Alone in the Dark. Great cast in this movie. Donald Pleasance, one of the leads in the film. Jack Palance, Martin Landau. Hopefully I'm saying their names right. But Yeah, you got an amazing cast here. I love Alone in the Dark. If you have yet to see this movie, if you don't have it on Blu-ray yet, definitely pick up this Blu-ray. If you love 80s movies, if you appreciate 80s movies, definitely check out Alone in the Dark. Of course, you get the cool slipcover, and then you get the original artwork there. Love that, and I'm looking forward to watching this on Blu-ray. I haven't watched a lot of these yet on Blu-ray or 4K, so I need to get caught up on a lot of this stuff. The next one is Deadly Friend, another Wes Craven movie, and this is a fun, underrated Wes Craven movie that for the longest time I thought we were never going to get on Blu-ray. Had, of course, a VHS, had a DVD that even for the DVD, it took a while for that to come out on DVD. And I had the DVD at one point. I had that for the longest time. And now we have a Blu-ray of Deadly Friend. Christy Swanson is in this movie. It's one of her first, if not her first movie. This is a movie that I remember watching the last 2 minutes on Monster Vision when I was a kid. TNT, Joe Bob Briggs. I just happened to be flipping the channel and Monster Vision was on, and the last 2 minutes, was on TV. And I remember the ending being something that I always remembered growing up. And then finally watching it on DVD, I remembered the movie, fell in love with the film, and now it's one of my favorite 80s movies. And it's one of my personal favorite Wes Craven films. Again, I think this is a underrated, underappreciated Wes Craven movie that I'm glad it now has a Blu-ray release. So if you've never seen this movie, again, like Alone in the Dark, pick this one up on Blu-ray. It is worth getting. It's worth adding in your Scream Factory collection. It's worth adding in your Blu-ray home media, physical media collection. I forgot that. Physical media collection. This is worth owning, guys. If you appreciate, again, 80s movies, 80s B movies, check out Deadly Friend. I love this movie, so... And then once again, you have the original artwork there, which is my favorite. I think that's great. And then the new artwork is pretty good. I like the new artwork as well. So, Deadly Friend. And then the last one, again, kind of like any of those movies, Alone in the Dark and Deadly Friend. I never thought they were going to get Blu-ray releases. Out of the three, though, I never thought this movie was going to get a Blu-ray, because the only time we ever had, besides VHS, that we had a physical copy of this movie was a Warner Archives DVD, and that came out 10 or 11 years ago, and I never thought we were going to get a Blu-ray release. I thought, we had the DVD, I was happy with it. This movie took a long time just to get a DVD release, and that is Killer Party, which, when we're talking 80s movies, and if I'm talking 80s movies, 80s B movies, this is one that you need to go buy right now. I love Killer Party. I don't want to give too much away because I feel like, it does have a fan base, but not a lot of people know about it. And maybe you heard about it, but you haven't seen it. So I don't want to give anything away. I will say that this movie is just so much fun. It screams 80s. Of course, it's, it came out in the 80s, but it has a lot of 80s stuff in this movie. There's a lot of nostalgic stuff in this film that I, of course, appreciate because I love the 80s. I love films. I love music. I love everything about the 80s. I was born in 1988, so I'm more of a 90s kid, 90s child growing up, but I love the 80s. And so Killer Party, definitely one of the best things, in my opinion, to come out from the 80s. If you've never seen the movie, buy this now. I'm saying it right now. After you watch this video, if you can buy it, go buy Killer Party. Love the cover, of course. The back's not giving too much away, but again, I don't want to spoil anything if you've never seen this movie, because I feel like this is a film, again, that you probably have never heard of, or it's a movie that you have heard of but you haven't seen yet. Because, again, really, we only had, bootleg DVDs for the longest time that you can find at conventions. I know I got a DVD from a really good friend of mine before we actually had a DVD release, and I fell in love with the movie then. My buddy Vance Spalding, 606, hopefully I'm saying your YouTube name right. I know you're not on YouTube anymore, but Vance, thank you a long time ago for sending me a DVD of this movie. But yeah, we had a DVD after, the longest time, and now we have a Blu-ray. I'm rambling, but I love this film. So if you've never seen Killer Party, if you don't own it in your collection, buy this Blu-ray. It's definitely worth picking up. I love the picture and sound quality. Of course, it's the best the movie's ever looked. And I'm so happy we have a Blu-ray of Killer Party. April, you're no fool. That's all I'll say about that movie. And then the last Blu-ray that I've picked up comes from Arrow Video. And again, I'm more of a 90s child. Born in 1988, so again, more of a 90s child, but I grew up with a lot of 80s movies. I love 80s movies. That is my favorite decade for film. And I'm talking about the movie Legend, a very, in my opinion, an underrated, underappreciated movie, even though it does have a fan base. As far as a Ridley Scott movie goes, not a lot of people bring this movie up. And I know when the movie came out, it got mixed to negative reviews. I've always loved Legend. This is one of my favorite movies. And, you know, if I want to recommend an underrated, underappreciated film, this is one of them that I would recommend. Early, you know, appearance from Tom Cruise, Tim Curry as the Darkness. If you watch this movie for the first time, you might not know who Tim Curry is until you look it up. He transformed in this movie. He is, you know, without a doubt, you know, one of my favorite actors in films. You know, a lot of, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s movies. You know Tim Curry from Pennywise, from Rocky Horror Picture Show, Home Alone 2, Legend. I just love Tim Curry. So, and this is one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. Again, early appearance from Tom Cruise, one of his first movies. And he does a great job in this film. But yeah, and it's one of my favorite Ridley Scott movies that doesn't get a lot of talk when it comes to Ridley Scott films. So if you've never seen Legend, you need to go out and buy, you know, Legend on Blu-ray, buy the Arrow release, buy the standard release, whatever you need to do, or buy the DVD. You need Legend in your collection. And this is the Zabby Arrow Video Release Edition. I know this was just exclusive on Arrow Video, not Arrow Video, but Zabby. So this is an exclusive Zabby release of the movie. There's another Arrow Video release out there. I really like the artwork on the new one, but I wanted to kind of stick with more of the classic artwork there. So Legend, absolutely love this movie, and I love this edition. And once again, I have yet to watch the picture quality, so maybe I'll review these movies if you guys want to see, you know, my thoughts on the picture and sound quality. But Legend, I absolutely love this. And it has a lot of cool things inside. You get a poster, you get a booklet, you get some really cool lobby cards. But I'll just show you kind of the standard Blu-ray that we have here. Or not standard Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray that's inside the hard shell case. You have the original artwork there, which is the one that I remember the most, renting it on VHS. There's the back. And then you get two different cuts of the movie. You get the theatrical cut right there. And then you get the director's cut, which I always have a hard time choosing which one's my favorite. For me, I think I'm going to stick with the theatrical cut because I believe that is the one that has Tangerine Dreams soundtrack on it. I don't think the director's cut has it. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've seen the director's cut, but you know, Tangerine Dream, you guys know who they are. You probably know their music. You probably don't know, you know, the name unless you're a fan of theirs. But Tangerine Dream, they did a lot of music in the 70s and 80s from Legend, Risky Business, Firestarter, The Keep, so many movies. I love Tangerine Dream, love their music, and yeah, one of my favorite things about the movie. So Legend right there, guys. And then real quick, before I go, I got two other things I want to show that are more, that aren't Blu-ray 4K related that I'm going to get for you guys in just a moment. Be right back. Alright guys, so the last thing I want to show you guys are two figures that I've picked up from Walmart recently. And I don't pick up a lot of figures. I don't really have the space for a lot of figures. And when it comes to like figures and collecting them, I like to get ones that are pretty unique or ones that I absolutely love. Of course, I love Jason, I love Michael, I love Freddy, and I do have some figures of all of them. But I like to pick up some of the unique ones that I think really stand out the most for me. And again, I don't buy a lot of them, so if there's one that I absolutely love, I will definitely pick it up. The first one I'm going to show you is the latest, or one of the latest, NECA figures. And this is the second John Carpenter's The Thing figure that came out maybe a month ago, maybe almost a month ago. John Carpenter's The Thing being one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite Carpenter movies. And of course, this is Kurt Russell's character, which, you know, I'm a big Kurt Russell fan. It's one of my favorite movies from him as well. But there's the detail on the back of the figure. I'm probably not going to open these up. I like to keep these in the boxes and display them on the wall. But yeah, I love that figure. Then opening it up, I'll show you the inside. And there you have the figure itself and all the details. Too much of a glare there, but yeah, there he is. So big fan of The Thing, and I love, again, the character of MacReady and Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, so had to own that. And then this is now kind of, you know, rare to find. I'm glad I found it at Walmart when I did. I'm glad I picked it up because I almost didn't. And now when I go to Walmart now, it's not there anymore. And rest in peace to this legend, in my opinion. That's Mr. Piper, Roddy Piper. And that is this wrestling elite figure right here of Mr. Piper, Roddy Piper. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. You know, he's a legend, but I'm just bad at pronouncing names. Love him though. Rest in peace. Very sad that he's no longer here with us. But this is a character that he played in John Carpenter's They Live, if you don't know. And you know, I know Scream Factory, I think, released a figure of this character. But I just thought this was really cool, and I wanted to own this in the collection. I'm glad I picked it up because now I can't find it at my Walmart. So if you're a fan of Roddy Piper, if you're a fan of the character that he played in John Carpenter's They Live, if you come across this at your Walmart, definitely pick it up, guys. You know, I got the one, he has his glasses, you know, has adjustable hands. But yeah, I am a fan of They Live. This one, you know, took a long time for me to fully appreciate the movie, but I love it now. And I definitely love the character he played in the movie. And I love Roddy Piper. And, you know, again, it's very sad that we don't have him here anymore. But, you know, he lives on through his wrestling, through the films that he did. Obviously, They Live being probably his best performance, his best movie. But, yeah, had to pick that one up. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this update. Sorry if things seem choppy. Sorry if I had tongue twisters. You know, I haven't made a video in a week. I know that's not too long, but it seems rusty when I don't make a video after a week. So, or for a week. But I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Thank you for watching. I apologize for deleting the last video, but I just wasn't happy with the way it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And let me know what you guys think of everything. Did you guys pick any of this up? Did you guys get any of those figures that I showed? Let me know, and look out for more stuff in November, guys. So as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles. And as always, you guys are amazing. And always be yourself, because you guys are beautiful and you're awesome. So anyway, guys, I kind of lost train of thought there. But much love to you all, and once again, in with the positive, out with the negative. Always be you guys, and I'll definitely talk to you guys soon. All right, guys.